Hello, good evening, everyone. We so far we don't have anybody joining us yet, so it's being recorded. But I'm going to wait a little bit, and no matter what, I'm going to go on with it. I'm not if nobody shows up, I'm going to give a short version because in a few weeks I'm also actually yeah in a few weeks I'm going to be giving substituting also and giving a huddle what we call in our group a huddle, but it's. I was planning on talking about support also, but um, let's just give it a few minutes. We'll see if anybody joins. All right. I don't know. I'm not able to see the student list on here. There were people that joined, but all right, we'll see. I'm going to wait a few minutes. Hello.
Hi, I'm looking to speak with Nathaniel Carmen.
Who's calling, please?
My name is Jason Anderson.
Yes. Can I help you?
Yeah, I'm looking to speak with Nathaniel. Are they available?
Tell me what it's about. I don't know who you
It's
are.
a personal matter. Right, it's a personal matter. I would only be able to speak with Nathaniel
No,
about
you
it.
have to call
I
back.
can't disclose any.
All right. All right, we're gonna start. Let me put my phone on vibrate. Okay, I'm going to start. Um, Last week, we talked about in our group. We talked about support in the. Oh, how are you? Well, I
I'm
was
good.
just started because I was waiting for other people to join. The truth is, we have a group. Oh, we have a few people already. Okay, so maybe we'll wait another minute or so. People are just starting to join. Okay. Um, so Frankel music. Where what what group are you in actually?
I am from the Chazanim group.
Oh, are you a Chazan?
Yeah,
What's your name?
Menachem Frankel.
Oh, I hear I see your post sometimes.
Yeah, I did.
And oh, how are you?
Yeah.
So actually, the people we have a group that we master classes every once in a while, and the leader is from Australia, and but she got sick the last minute, so it was like kind of a last minute thing. So actually, the people in my group probably didn't get the message that I was doing something tonight for her. But in any case, um, last week, I said we're going to talk about support and we call um, yeah, a squilo. It's not squillo is resonance, but appoggio in Italian. It's but support is very misunderstood, and it's like some teachers they don't want to talk about it until students are very very advanced. Because it's because sometimes you think of support, you think of like muscle and or sometimes people like when they'll breathe, they'll over breathe, they'll like take in a full breath, and what happens is that they tighten up their chest and everything. So it's so I'm gonna start with since we have a Hamish oil, basically I had like a light bulb go off in my head on Rosh Hashanah during that. Each part of Yom Noraim has its challenges, so it's like Rosh Hashanah is actually a longer davening in some ways for the Chazan than Yom Kippur, but at least Rosh Hashanah you could eat or drink. I don't know if any Chazonim, I know maybe some Chabad Chazonim are makbid on eating or drinking before shofar blossom. It's I don't know. Like I've heard different ideas on that. Like somebody told me, some Rav told me recently. He said, because there's a posek in Williamsburg, Rav Harfinis, a big posek in Williamsburg. So I was sitting with him. He was doing a gerus, whatever it was. So he had time, and it was before Rosh Hashanah. It was like a number of years ago. So he said that Moshe Sternbuch said, whatever, very stark and not eating, not eating or drinking before a shofar blossom. But I told another, actually a Talmud of his, it's about a chazan, chazan must drink. He told me he must drink something. The truth is, you're doing it for. It's not really like to have a meal or anything like that. It could be it's a bigger heter for a chazan, because stam, because look, it's very hard to sing without drinking anything. Maybe you could, you don't have to drink anything special. Maybe even just water or just something, warm water or something. Anyway, but so in my shul since COVID, especially, I got this stellar, and I have to blow shofar or whatever, So bekitzer, I realized that after blowing the shofar, my voice started coming out like so easy and like such a resonance. I said, this is unbelievable. This is like, so I said, maybe I should be doing it every day, like as an exercise, even throughout the year. But then I found something that are very similar to, it has, you could use it on Shabbos even because it doesn't make a sound. I mean, you could make a sound out of it if you wanted to, just like a shofar, but it basically, they have different things like in the hospital, to build up someone's breathing. But this is not necessarily used for, this is used for singers, maybe, or for people that, basically they want to build up their deep breathing. I'm going to show it to you actually, and I could send it out in the group, like afterwards. You'll be able to look at your folders, and you'll see the recording. The recording's not going to come down till about maybe tomorrow, whatever. But you could always log into this, and you can get everything in their folder and everything. Let me just show you the thing that. Hold on one second, we get it. So this thing, they have like a brand name one. It's called the Breather, but this is like a off. It's almost similar, but it's much cheaper. It's like $20 plus a case and everything. So the other one is like $60, whatever. But this, you could adjust the inhale and exhale, and so you do both. Now, by the way, you have to have technique for practicing it also. So basically, here's like a physical warm up. Like you get up in the morning and you're very stiff, and I mean, listen, it depends how old you are. Like young people, they're able to jump out of bed and whatever. But either way, your voice is the first place is going to feel stiff. There was a very good singer. You can look him up actually. David Montefiore. He's a chazan, but he's more of an opera singer. And many years ago, when I was learning in Lakewood, we studied with him, a few people, and he always said, "Stop getting in the way of your voice. Your voice is there no matter what, but people get in the way." So the idea is that when you're stiff, people sit by the computer like this, and you can't support your voice like this. If you try, that's not support. We're not talking about muscles over here. When you're in the right position, your voice is open. And by the way, you open the wrong way. There's another. I'm touching on a few things here. So if you open the wrong way, that's not open. Like many people have a problem. Let's say I'm getting off a little bit, but it's all connected. Like many people have a problem with, let's say, the E vowel. Now, some people, the E vowel is much better than the A vowel, and I'll explain you why. Because normally you would think A is the most open vowel and the most easy to open up in the back, and your breath can come out which if you do it right, it's true. A is a great vowel, but if you do E, a lot of people will go, E, and they close off their throat and to close off their everything, you know? The truth is, E could be better than ah in a way, because ah, if you open up your bottom jaw like ah, it's closing your throat. That's a very bad. It's a white sound. Ah, ah. It's a throaty sound, because what's happening is you're tightening your jaw over here, and it's going down on your larynx, and it's not letting the air. Now, the way your spine is, it goes straight. Now, as soon as it gets to your neck, the spine goes backwards, and your neck sits in back of your shoulders. So like this, when I wake up in the morning, so basically, now if you go like this, your neck is tightening. Now, when I wake up in the morning and I go, everything's stiff and everything, I try to, first of all, massage my my larynx, and then I put my arms out, and like and then I put my arms all the way back like this. And this is the position you should be in all day. This is the correct posture. Not tight like this, but just open. And when your head sits on the back of your shoulders, you should even be able to open your mouth with 3 fingers. You're opening from the top. That's what Pavarotti he calls about biting the tone, because it's coming from right here. You're opening up right here. So ah is like ah ah. It's right. You're biting that tone, and so as opposed to that you don't want. You want it now. E is actually great, because you're not going to go if you keep that open sound, that open jaw, ah, and keep that your head in a natural, not pushing anything, not tightening anything, natural position. And your tongue, the bottom of your tongue should touch the back of your teeth, and the back of your tongue could raise. So as you raise your tongue, everything in singing is subtle. So it's like you don't want to force anything. But as you could shape the E vowel by just raising the back of your tongue. So it's basically an open sound. Without even my jaw. I see I'm moving my jaw. So it the back of your tongue raises. Now, so what about support? Well, if you practice like the Schäufer or whatever, or this, if you go like this, you're just going to make it worse. If you practice like blowing the Schäufer and you blow your Schäufer like this, first of all, you're going to have a very hard time blowing. Like tightening or pushing. The harder you push, the less sound comes out. And how are you? The harder you push, let's say in the Schäufer or this, the more sound, the harder you push, the less sound is going to be, and you can have a very hard time. Like in a Schäufer, you have to have the same posture as in singing. This is your shoulders back, not tight, and just a natural position. And when you blow shofar, of course, you're tightening your lips a little bit, which could be problematic to singing. But you know, after you blow shofar, you could just loosen up a little bit. That's not a big deal. But you just right down here from your abdomen, right where, or actually your diaphragm, right where it meets your, right under your rib cage, the soft spot right under your rib cage. Your abdomen lets the diaphragm flatten when you're taking a breath. So, and when you take out the breath, actually, when you take out the breath, it gets a little stiff. When the breath goes in, this should relax. Your abdomen should relax and it should go out. So you don't push it out. You don't push anything. You just, the inhale should be a relaxed position. Now, when you're, let's say, I'm going to blow into this, just like I'm blowing a shofar, like with a tight lips, and this, and my throat doesn't feel anything. So it's blowing out. See, my shoulders are back. Now I could do the same thing with inhale. Feel like it's going, the air is going all the way down. So this stays open. You don't need if you don't have a tool, it's not the end of the world. You could do it with an S sound, but very, not, don't do anything strong. Do it very subtle, because you're keeping this and everything's open. So like, I just want to, as far as the tool, that's what I just said. You could do it with a S sound. And, you know, the one that was supposed to do the webinar tonight, like a teacher from Australia, she was once saying about this, you know, like it's, you know, like all these tools, you know, like you can do it without the tools and people charge a lot of money. It's a point. In fact, you know, I just found, I'm in my parents' house. I didn't buy it myself. I found, let's say, a straw. It's a metal straw. It's like a reusable straw. You could get a paper straw too. Straw is good for your voice, what they call SOVT, like exercises, which also will build support. Which, like, you know, you sing through the straw and it sets everything up. It sets your posture, but you have to concentrate that your posture is correct. So, you know, like I saw somewhere that they're charging who knows what for reusable straws and it'll build your voice. You know, it's not the straw that builds your voice. It's basically, you could use anything. You could use a paper straw. You could do SOV exercises with lip trills. Like very, not heavy, like, but when you have the right posture, you let the air, a lot of air out. And if you have a problem with it, you could hold. The idea is that everything's free over here. There's nothing coming out. Now, when you can move into the, let's say, NG. You're talking about, you know, Naftali Hershtik, who just passed away. I didn't study with him steadily, but I had very long conversations with him about vocal technique mostly. You know, besides vocal technique, I mean, we're talking about a chazen, but what a range. He had the lowest notes and the highest notes, and he could sing softly and mezzovoce. He was out of this world. I mean, he was something phenomenal. And I understood his technique was basically also like, he would start and also like you build after this, you have the right posture, even a little smile, like hmm. He and Placido Domingo, they were friends, and they would both have very similar ideas about singing with a mask, like a little bit of a smile. The same thing, like after the straw, you sing through the straw. You could bring it up to just think of lifting your face. Not pushing it in the nose. That people confuse that with mask as singing in the nose. It's actually just the opposite. It's right above the bridge, and you're not pushing it into the resonance. Well, basically, it's very loose, you feel the air is a lot of breath is coming out. Now, when I say a lot of breath, you don't let this is what controls the breath from the bottom. So everything over here, once it gets over here, the breath comes out a lot. And this is controlling how much comes out. So it's like a sigh, like, The whole time you're singing, you want to feel that yawn feeling. And this is support also. You don't want to overbreathe. In fact, sometimes you want to let out that breath first, almost like if you do let it out, almost feel like the breath is let out. And when you have the right posture, you're feeling like it's just, I'm letting out the breath first. So it's not tight here. Okay, then. Look how much breath I have. If I take in what I think is a full breath, like I'll go, all of a sudden tightens up and everything. And that's what happens in singing. Take a look at this. Like I take in a full breath, and then I'm starting to feel it in my throat. But if I let out the breath and just keep it open here. No. By the way, yeah, so what I keep saying, by the way. So the thing is, because I'm getting off. Listen, support is one aspect of the voice, and it's an important aspect, apogeo. But if you think too much chest, I mentioned today in our group, I said Mario Lanza is my idol. The way he had his posture, it's so easy, and it seemed like everything he did is like full chest. He went all the way up, and his voice never changed. His voice never changed. But you think that it's all in full chest. It comes out that way to the crowd thinks it's all full chest, but really the great singers are great at mixed voice. So like besides all this, if you're going to think too much chest, no matter what you do, it's going to be tight. So like even like when I'm trying to breathe, I'm starting to feel it in my throat. But if you do some head voice exercises, that you have to work it. Apogeo is something you should practice every day. Even do exercises either with this, or even you could do exercises like you want your breath to be loose also. You don't want it to be tight here. So you feel like besides the you want to do sometimes just you want it to be so loose here. You don't want to feel any tightness because a little tightness here could spread to here. So what you want to practice is that head voice, and then a little bit of chest, but you don't want it to be too chest. Then you want to practice mixed voice, and mixed voice is important together to work together with the Poggio. You have to study resonance. Yeah. So I would say at the same time, you really have to, what we call the first thing before resonance comes, what do we say? Just slipped my mind right now. But basically, before resonance comes the source of your voice, which is from here, and then you and then you could think of resonance, because if you don't want to think of resonance first, because then you're going to start pushing into your mask, or you're going to push wherever you want it to. You want to think of easy, like a yawn. Ah, when I get up in the morning, the first thing I want to think about, like Pavarotti said once, he said it more than once. He said the first thing you do in the morning is you what he called test your voice for like a few minutes. And he said if it comes out, either way, you stop after a few minutes, and then you do some physical warm-ups, and you eat and drink something, and then you can go. So like he's like, right in the morning, do a call, like what we call voce di venditore in Italian, the salesman's voice. Hot dogs! If you're ever in a stadium, hot dogs, hamburgers, cold beer. You're throwing off the voice. Cold beer. And then you're gonna want to do the trills, like in a head voice, very light. You don't want it to go into your throat. And then you could do some chest voices. I will get into that another time. I think seems like everybody left, but you're going to get the recording. I thank everybody who participated. And for the people in our group, I'm going to post the recording in our group also. Okay, have a good night. And we could already say, you should be written and inscribed in it for a good year. And I'm going to do more of this. We're doing something in a few weeks, but invite people from outside also. The same. I'm going to, for the Chazona, maybe I'm going to do something on Nusach also. Okay. All right. Seid gesund. Yeah, have a good night.